Yesterday around 3 o'clock, I was at a coffee shop over in Germantown in Nashville, and I was leaving this coffee shop to go back to my friend's house and took an Uber. The Uber driver, it was the same guy, the same car, the same license plate, everything was fine. It was a nicer, newer car, kind of an SUV. And when I got in the car, I was on the phone with my friend and we were just chatting and nothing was weird. This was a 15-minute Uber ride. And then I hung up with my friend about like 6 minutes later. And at this point I have my AirPods in and I'm like on my phone. We're at a red light and all of a sudden my driver puts his sweatshirt up over his nose. And in front of the center console, I just see what looks to be some gas being released. I remember seeing it just out of my peripheral vision. And I look up and I see it, look at the mirror, and he's looking directly at me with his thing over his nose. I don't breathe for a second because in my brain I'm like, what if I'm about to be drugged? I breathe in the slightest amount. I'm not even kidding, like little breath in. Immediately felt tingles all through my body. It literally felt like everything just like everything was slowing down. And it felt like I was about to pass out. It was a sweet scent. I did some research and I'm pretty sure it was chloroform. And thank God the second I felt it, my arms felt limp. I grabbed the door handle. Thank God it was unlocked. Grabbed my stuff, walked out, ran out of the car pretty much. And the guy was like, what's wrong? What's wrong? What's wrong? Ran to the corner where there was a woman standing there. Like she was waiting to cross the street. And I tried to get help. I tried to tell her what happened, to tell somebody what happened because I literally felt like I was about to pass out. And I couldn't talk. I was like, and I couldn't talk to this woman and tell her what had just happened. And it was so scary. And then immediately then and there, I was like realizing I almost just died. So please, ladies and gentlemen, always keep a window cracked. Always stay on the phone. If you see smoke, don't breathe it in because I'm pretty sure it was chloroform. And also trafficking is huge and we have to be more careful. I never thought this would ever happen to me. I'm very, very thankful that I trusted my gut. Even for the second that I paused and didn't breathe it in, like if I hadn't looked up from my phone, that would have been scary.
If you make a video saying you were almost kidnapped, said video goes viral, and then you make a police report, let's take a look at that video. This is not how trafficking usually happens. Most trafficking is done with coercion, not physical force. Beginning part of the video. Things that probably happened. Overall, is her demeanor that of someone that was almost kidnapped? Probably wouldn't be something you get over very fast. Eye movement. One way looks for memories. A different way starts to look for invented stories. Right and left brain versus creativity and imagination. This could be a surprise to a lot of gas mask manufacturers. A sweatshirt doesn't act as a barrier, so he'd be getting dosed too. Chloroform has to be applied consistently with a certain mix. You're also fine in 3 big breaths. That's why it's not a good knockout agent. Terrified and jumping out of a car. Qualifiers. I got out. Practically ran. Did you call the police immediately? If at all? Did you go to the hospital? You could have just been exposed to nerve gas the Nazis used. Or did you blow it off and go back to California? When you start blending in things that did happen with things that didn't happen, there are tells. They are much more pronounced in an interview room because you're nervous. But even if you're just in front of a camera telling a story, things will show. Always carry pepper spray. And worry about the real stuff, not some made up stuff on the internet. Be aware and be safe.